We a nation of Raiders. It's a nation of Raiders. We a nation of Raiders.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the InBounds with the Oakland Raiders. I'm Melinda Torgersen, and joining us today is JustinTuck, number 91 defensive end for the Raiders. He's 10 years in the NFL, first year on the Raiders. Today we want to talk to you a little bit about what you've done with charity work and Play 60. I know you're quite involved in. What's your involvement with that, and what do you take from that?
Well, first off, I got my own charity called Touch Rush Literacy, and basically we promote literacy, reading, and anything that has to do with youth and education. And also, Play 60, we're very involved with that as well. Another charity that definitely is directed towards today's youth. I think, why I'm so passionate about it is because, kids like me growing up didn't necessarily have the chance to be a part of things like this, didn't have the chance to see athletes or people they look up to come back to their schools or, their community and give back. I really feel as though we have almost a duty to give back to our neighborhoods and our communities and our kids, for that matter, to make sure that they have chances in life that we now have. So I think Play 60, for one, is a great charity to get kids involved, get them active outside of playing PlayStation or Xbox, teach them about nutrition, what they need to put in their bodies, and also about the educational field about it, because I think all kids want to be athletes, but I think a lot of times they forget that it's very important to get your education first.
Now, can you tell the kids what kind of hard work? I think that's a good point that you touched on, how hard that you have to work to get where you are right now and today, and you have to keep working to stay where you are.
Oh, it's very difficult. I'll never tell a kid that, not to shoot for their dreams, but I also want them to be, realistic of how hard they need to work to accomplish their dreams. And football and athletics is no different. All of us that have been blessed enough to be a part of teams like this is, we've worked hard, but also we've listened. We've also paid attention to, people that's come before us and try to kind of piggyback some of the things they've done, because it's hard. You got to think about how many kids I played high school with, and that got dwindled down to how many kids I played college ball with, and that got dwindled down, and to how many kids that came in with me. I came in 2005, and how that's gotten dwindled down. So, you got to work your butt off to stay in this league, because there's always somebody right behind you trying to take your spot.
Sure. Now, I read you came from a big family, a family of 8. Do you think that had an effect on you as far as where you are today?
Sure. We had to fight for everything. 5 sisters and a brother, man. It was hard, but it was also fun, and it was very close-knit. And, more than anything, I think, for me, having a big family like that has given me such a solid group of people to kind of bounce things off of, or when I'm having a great time or a bad time, those people you can share those moments with and give you solid advice about how to live your life and how to go forth and accomplish your goals.
Now, did you have a mentor that you looked up to, or someone that you went to for advice?
For me personally, growing up, anytime I had something bothering me, I always asked my father or my grandmother. I think those are the two people that I confided with the most. But I'm lucky in the fact that I had obviously my mother, my grandfather, all of my uncles. I had so many people that I thought that I knew I could trust and have people to give me great advice. But if I had to pick two, I would probably say my father and my grandmother.
Very nice. Now, if you could give advice to at least one student out there, what would it be from your heart?
I think anytime I go talk to kids, I always tell them, the sure way to be successful is making sure you have a great education. I think that's overlooked too much in today's society, especially for our young athletes out there that think that, I'm just going to play basketball, football, baseball, whatever it may be, and that's going to be my ticket. Well, even if you do, make it to the leagues and play football or sports, a good career is 4 or 5 years. Now you're 27, 28 years old. You got a lot of life left. So I always tell kids to make sure you get your education, because that's something that they can never take away from you. Like, if I go out on the football field and blow my knee out tomorrow, my football career is over with. But what I've learned in school can propel me to what's next. And so yeah, definitely make sure you take your education important. It's very important. Take it seriously and get the most out of it.
That's great advice. Now, can you give the kids some quick advice on nutrition? Like, what would be a really healthy day of eating for you that you might be able to pass along to them?
Well, I think, for me personally, is always making sure you get your greens first. The more greens you can eat, the better. And I don't care what forms you like it, salad, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, whatever. That's first and foremost. Then secondly, lean meats, turkey, chicken breast. Stay away from fried. I mean, a lot of times, obviously, kids don't have that choice. But if you can, stay away from fried foods. Get lean meats, fish. But also, I think one rule that people take for granted is how much water intake. That's very important. It keeps your all your organs and all your bodily functions correct. It washes out waste and things of that nature, and also it keeps you hydrated. It keeps you energized to go out there and do the things you're going to do to a daily basis. So those three things: greens, lean meats, and water intake is very important.
That's good. That's good, solid, simple advice. I appreciate it. It's been very nice to meet you, Justin. I appreciate it. This has been another edition of the InBounds with the Oakland Raiders. We'll see you next week.